A lot of things have changed regarding UK immigration, especially when it comes to fees. We're talking visa, application, settlement, ILR fees, and all of that. And it seems like it's getting worse. So I'm going to be opening your eyes to something I think you need to know in today's video. That is if you don't already. So stay tuned. My name is Tochi. You're welcome to my channel. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up as you're watching so YouTube can recommend it to more people. And kindly share it to everyone that needs to benefit from this. To all my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to today's video. If you're yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button right now. Thank you. So guys, there's something interesting that I realized. We spent more on our UK visas and applications than we did on our house deposits. Yes, I'm not talking about rent or bills or all of that. No, our actual house deposits. And the thing is, if we're going to be starting or going through this journey again today, we'll be spending thousands more because it's getting more expensive every day. And one thing with UK immigration fees that I've come to understand is that every April, application fees go up. You discover that whatever you pay for it this year is definitely going to be different from what you're going to pay for the same thing next year because it would obviously increase. If you go on the government website now and type how much it costs to apply for ILR, you will see that it has changed because the new fees now has come into effect. It did from the 8th of April. So you see that somebody that applied last year paid a different amount from someone that we're applying this year. The cost, fees and how long it takes, it costs £3,226 for each person applying. This is exactly how much it will cost you right now. That is because I know somebody that just applied for ILR for their family, and my goodness, you need to see how much it costs them, the whole family, to apply for ILR. Families are spending £30,000, £40,000, everything. We're not even talking ILR alone now. We're talking visa applications, all the renewals, and then down to ILR. ILR alone costs so much. Imagine paying £3,226 for one person. Both adults and children pay the same amount for ILR. The massive increase in the last 2 years, for example, is very, very significant. We've been through this journey ourselves, right? And what it cost us last year, we were even looking at it, calculating how much, and we were shocked. If we're going to go through this journey right now, it's going to cost us more because it's costing people like us way more than it did, and it's going to keep increasing or going like that. I'm telling you that it costs us, like, the amount of money we've spent on UK visas and settling in the UK cost more than our house deposits. You would not believe it. If you are a family of 3 or 4 or 5, in fact, depending on how many you are in your family, and if you're also going to be calculating it from this new figures, this new £3,200, how much is it going to cost you and your family to settle in the UK? Please let us know the figures in the comment section as well, because the numbers are really, really high. Thinking about it alone is very, very crazy, you know, and that is why people should even start preparing. And for this family I mentioned, you know, they already started preparing before now because they said that they had, like, you know, savings account for it and everything. But even with the preparation, it still shook them. So imagine if you're not actually preparing for it, you're just waiting for the time and you're saying whatever happens, so you'll be fine. You will not be fine because it can take you to square zero. It could actually leave you bankrupt, like leave you with zero savings, because you discover that everything you have saved up, you have poured it into applying for settlement. And this is excluding all the other monies you've spent on applications from the very first day that you entered into the UK. Now guys, let me take you all back for a second. You know how 3 years ago, 4 years ago, things were not this expensive? Immigration fees just started increasing slowly but surely, and over time we're now here today. It didn't used to be this much. At least people could manage it. You know, everything just kept increasing with time. And the interesting part of all of this is you might not feel it at once, you know, because you're just paying one bit here, one bit there. If people are even feeling it, imagine for a family of 5 or 4, you're moving from post-study work visa to skilled worker visa, and then you have to pay IHS fees. Some feel the impact. Some feel the impact much more than some others, depending on the number of your family members, you know. So small fees here, small bit there, before you know it, everything just make sense at once, especially if you sit down to calculate exactly how much that you have spent. Now, a few years ago, ILR was about £2,400 or something like that per person. And then we now saw that it started increasing over time, and now is now £3,226, as we can see, right? Now, if you're making that application as a person for yourself, well, you can see it as it's expensive, but you could manage. At least if you're able to save up £3,000, if you give yourself some time, you will save it up and pay. But then if you now have a family, it becomes a bit more complicated. You're applying for your dependent, for your children, and everybody's circumstance is different. For example, if you have kids, children that were born before moving into the UK, you know that you have to apply for ILR for everybody that came into the UK with you when the time is due. So somebody who gave birth to their children here, or somebody that had just one child moving into the UK and then gave birth to the rest here, will spend way lower than somebody who moved into the UK with 3 children, with 4 children. So you see that everybody's circumstance is different. So the more money you spend depends basically on your circumstance, whether you came into the UK with your children or whether you gave birth to all of them here and all of that. You guys already know that, right? So before, when it was like 2000 and something, if you're applying for a family of 5, you would spend less than £12,000. It's just about £11,000 or something. But now with this new fee now, you're applying for the same family of 5, applying for the same indefinite leave to remain, the same application, you're spending way over £16,000. That's like more than £4,000 extra. And the news is that this fee of £3,226 might just be for this year till the next April, when the fees are going to be increased again, because I've watched these fees increase over time every single year. You're going to be applying for an April of 2027. It's most likely that you're going to pay a higher amount of money. So what I meant when I said that if me that have done it, or my family who has done it before, or people that have already done it want to do it again, you're going to spend more money. So we have watched immigration numbers, immigration figures, immigration rules, immigration fees. Everything just keeps changing with time. The fees are getting higher. Immigration rules are getting tougher. Things are just getting crazy by the day. And that was why I said, you see, we're watching this thing even get worse. We don't know if it's going to get any better. We don't know if it's ever going to come down, because from what I've observed, I've never really seen any fee that went up come down. Now, let's move over to immigration health surcharge, right? That's the IHS fees. This amount of money that migrants basically pay to access the NHS. You know, over time, we've also watched this increase as well. So it's not just ILR application fees that are increasing. Visa fees are increasing, IHS fees as well. There was a time IHS fee used to be like £400, you know, and we have watched how that went from that £400 to over £1,000 that it is today. Most of us focus on ILR fees, visa fees, but you forget that this IHS fees is very important as well, you know, and is expensive. It's another fee that takes so much money for migrants. Now, let's also break it down to see how much it costs right now, just so that people have an idea. So before, when it was £400 per person per year, right, and you are on a 5 years visa route, for example, so 400 times 5, that's £2,000 per person, right? So now actually it's £1,035 per person per year. Multiply that by 5. Can you see already? That's over £5,000 per person. Just one person paying over £5,000. Imagine if you have 3, 4, or 5 or more people in your family paying IHS fees. You're still going to pay these fees in addition to your ILR fees, your visa fees. This is just for IHS. Imagine how much it costs families in the UK on skilled worker visas, health and care worker visas, to actually apply for visas, paying visa application fees, IHS fees, visa extension, indefinite leave to remain, you know, their citizenship. Guys, thousands. so much money. We're talking over 40,000 pounds here. For some families, over 30 something thousand. Like I said, depending on the number of your family and then depending on your family circumstance, whether you came into the UK with all your children or you gave birth to some here or you gave birth to all here. So it just depends on your family dynamics, your family situation and everything. But even at that, it is still very, very expensive. And these thousands of pounds that we're talking about here does not even include those other, fees that you pay for those that, get legal advice. If you're looking for immigration experts to make some applications for you or get some advice, if you're going to be applying for priority, visa application fees, priority, super priority, if you're going to be paying for life in the UK test, English examinations, all of those other little application fees here and there that we pay for also sums this up. So you see that is no longer a small process. It's a very, very serious financial commitment that demands you to save up so much money to be able to do this. There's also talk around extending ILR from what it is now to 10 years to 15 years. Imagine that you have to keep extending your visa, paying all these visa application fees for 10 to 15 years. And then ILR is now increased. Right now, it's over £3,000. So there's a possibility that because of the trend that we have seen increasing every year, it might keep increasing. So there's a possibility that it might get up to £3,500, £4,000, even £4,500 in the coming years. So just check it. For a family of 4, a family of 5, paying £4,000, £5,000 for ILR application, that's over £20,000 for ILR alone, excluding the other fees that you would have to pay for that 10 to 15 years. So now we're going to be looking at over £50,000 and more for UK visas and settlement applications alone. So guys, it's getting really, really expensive and it's getting worse. It's not coming down. Just like we have seen the prices of things in the markets going up. How many have you seen come down? That's exactly the same way UK immigration fees are going up every time. Thinking about it now, you need to start now. If you've not already started saving money towards your ILR, towards your application, your settlement application, your citizenship, whether the time is going to be increased or not, if you've not started now to save money, I think you should really begin to consider it, because right now it's expensive, but I'm afraid with the way things are going, it's going to get even way more expensive. For everyone in the UK, it's high time we start looking at increasing your streams of income, saving up more money. We've been there and I know the impact it had on us. We spent thousands of pounds for indefinite leave to remain applications, so much money, and we're still recovering from it right now. You need to start building financially, because this cost, these fees can wipe out everything that you have saved up. And then you then need to lend money from people to complete the application process, which will not keep you in debt trying to pay back after you have gotten your ILR. And you don't want that to happen. So you need to start now to prepare for it. I'm sure we've all have seen that UK immigration is becoming more expensive, so if you're starting this journey or if you're already on this journey, you need to make plans, financial plans, because what could look like £3,000 today can go up to £5,000 tomorrow, or even £6,000. You just never know. And with the way things are going, it's not going to be a surprise if you hit that part, So you just have to plan and prepare for it so that it doesn't take you by surprise, or so that it doesn't leave you bankrupt or broke. So I just felt to share this video because it's an eye-opener that people that might not even know how expensive this is for legal migrants, the sacrifice, everything that goes into it, the financial implications, the cost of staying legally in the UK and all of that is really very, very expensive. It requires huge financial commitment. I've just had to share this so that you can make better decisions and avoid costly mistakes. So yeah, if this video has helped you understand the financial implications of staying legally in the UK, the real cost breakdown, everything, please subscribe to my channel, okay? Like this video and share it. I want to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section as well, okay? Disclaimer, this is not an immigration advice, okay? If you need expert opinion, do well to get healthcare one because this does not replace it. This is basically sharing from my experience and for information purpose. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.